Have you ever been mid-conversation, maybe discussing something complex or even just describing someone, and you find yourself reaching for a word that just, it isn't quite right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the basic definition, sort of, but you sense there's a more precise word, one that carries a bit of a hidden meaning, maybe, a subtle vibe or a specific nuance that would perfectly capture what you're trying to get across.
Yeah, or maybe the other way around.
How do you mean?
Well, like someone uses a word you technically understand, but you feel like there's this deeper layer, an implication you're just not quite catching.
Exactly. That feeling, that sense of a word having more weight, maybe, or more specific flavor than just its dictionary entry.
Mm-hmm.
That's precisely what we're diving into today.
Right.
And this isn't just about, like, expanding your word bank. Today, we're taking a really deep dive into the fascinating world of advanced English vocabulary.
But not just a list.
No, not just a list. We're looking at it as a dynamic system, full of nuance, context, and powerful associations. It's really about unlocking the true expressive power of communication.
And that's so crucial right now, isn't it? I mean, in this age of relentless information where we're just bombarded by data and opinions constantly.
Overload.
Yeah, information overload. Being truly well-informed means going beyond just scratching the surface. Mastering advanced vocabulary, it isn't just some academic exercise.
No.
It actually allows you to express yourself with incredible precision, to understand the subtle, often unspoken underlying meanings in what you read or hear,
Yeah.
and to navigate complex, maybe high-stakes conversations with genuine confidence.
So like for a big meeting or something.
Absolutely. Whether you're prepping for a crucial business meeting or maybe trying to get up to speed in a specialized field or even just indulging your own curiosity, developing this kind of linguistic sensitivity, it's about gaining those invaluable aha moments.
Well, I like that, the aha moments.
Yeah, those moments where a concept suddenly clicks or a phrase just illuminates an entire situation. It makes you feel truly equipped and confident in both your understanding and your ability to express yourself.
Absolutely. And throughout this deep dive, you'll discover exactly how individual words carry far more than their literal definitions. You'll see how the surrounding context and the word's connotation, that implied feeling or idea, how they profoundly shape its meaning.
Right, the vibe.
Exactly, the vibe. We'll explore how to spot those subtle differences that really elevate communication, in both personal and professional realms. It can transform your interactions from just functional to truly impactful.
Basically learning to decode the hidden messages.
Yeah, decoding the hidden messages woven into everyday language, from like a casual chat with a friend all the way to a major news headline. It enables you to communicate with greater accuracy, empathy, and impact.
Okay, so where do we start?
So let's unpack this. It's often the case, I think, that when we encounter a new word, we tend to stop at its most basic sort of dictionary definition.
Yeah, guilty as charged sometimes.
We all do it.
Right.
But for truly advanced communication, for those moments when you really want your words to carry weight and precision, we need to go much deeper. We need to understand the baggage a word carries. Maybe its history, its subtle vibes, and the way it subtly colors perception. It's really about recognizing the profound power of nuance, especially when we're describing people and their feelings.
That's a fantastic starting point, actually, because it highlights how much richer our descriptions can become when we move beyond the basics.
How so?
Well, think about how we typically describe someone's personality. We have basic adjectives, sure, but advanced vocabulary offers so much more precision. It lets us convey a more complete picture, or sometimes even a particular judgment.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so someone who is simply hardworking, you might more specifically describe them as industrious.
Industrious, okay.
Now, that term doesn't just mean they put in effort. It carries this positive connotation of sustained diligence, persistent effort. It often implies they're productive and focused, almost like a bee,
Right. It suggests a deep, ingrained work ethic, not just someone pulling an all-nighter.
Exactly. It speaks to a fundamental quality.
I see what you mean. It's not just about the action itself, but the quality of the action, maybe even the internal drive behind it. And that distinction can be crucial.
Definitely.
Okay, what about someone who's generally clever?
Well, you could use the word shrewd.
Shrewd. Okay, how's that different?
Suddenly, you're not just talking about intelligence. Shrewd implies a very practical, astute intelligence, often with a keen understanding of situations, especially in, say, business or negotiations.
Ah, okay. So more street smarts, maybe? or business smarts?
Kind of. Imagine a negotiation where one person is just clever and the other is shrewd. The shrewd individual anticipates moves, they negotiate effectively. They often succeed where mere cleverness might falter. It speaks to a deep understanding of human nature in a practical context. Clever on its own just doesn't capture that.
Got it. And if someone is unselfish, but you want to emphasize a really deep, selfless concern for others' well-being.
Then altruistic is the word.
Altruistic.
Yeah. It goes beyond simple kindness to suggest a fundamental commitment to the welfare of others, sometimes even at personal cost. It's a stronger, more principled kind of unselfishness.
Okay, so these words add layers of positive meaning. What about the flip side?
Precisely. There's the flip side, words that carry negative or maybe more nuanced, sometimes even judgmental associations.
Right.
So if someone is just sad, are they maybe morose?
Oh, morose. That sounds heavier.
It is. It suggests a gloomy, sullen, and persistently unhappy disposition. Often it makes others feel uncomfortable. It's a weightier kind of sadness, not just a passing feeling.
Okay. And someone critical or rude?
It might be sharp-tongued.
Sharp-tongued. Ouch.
Yeah, it indicates a biting, sarcastic, possibly hurtful way of speaking. It goes beyond mere impoliteness to a deliberate cutting edge.
Okay. And naive, we hear that a lot.
It isn't just too trusting. It implies a lack of experience or judgment or sophistication that can leave someone vulnerable, easily deceived or exploited, you know?
Right, right. It suggests a kind of innocence that's maybe not helpful in the real world.
Exactly. Or consider materialistic. This goes beyond simply liking nice things.
Okay.
It implies an excessive, perhaps shallow focus on possessions. It often carries a judgment of misplaced values, suggesting that the pursuit of material goods has overshadowed deeper, more meaningful aspects of life. It can hint at a kind of emotional emptiness that simply liking possessions doesn't convey.
Wow. What's truly fascinating here is how these subtle differences between similar words can profoundly impact perception.
Totally.
Take different ways of describing someone's physical appearance. If someone is thin, are they slender?
Which sounds...
Positive, right?
Yeah.
Slender implies an attractive, graceful, almost delicate thinness, often associated with elegance. But if you're scrawny...
yeah, not so good.
Not so good. It means unattractively thin and bony looking. It suggests a lack of strength or health. The difference in the image evoked is night and day. And the same applies to describing someone as large. A stout person is quite large and solid-bodied. It isn't necessarily negative. It can even imply a kind of robust, dependable quality sometimes.
Okay, like sturdy.
Yeah, sturdy, but obese.
That immediately flags up health concerns.
Right. It immediately connotes being very fat in an unhealthy way. It carries significant medical and social implications. So selecting the right word here doesn't just describe. It profoundly shapes the listener's perception and underlying assumptions. It conveys so much more than just a surface-level physical description.
It's true. The emotional and perceptual weight of these words is incredible. And this extends beyond static descriptions into dynamic actions, particularly body language.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, there are specific verbs that convey a wealth of emotional information without needing extra explanation. If you say someone is angry or tense, okay, that's one thing.
Right.
But if they're clenching your fists...
You can picture it.
Exactly. That specific action immediately conveys anger, tension, or maybe even a determined resolve, depending on the context. You don't need to spell it out. Clenching their fists says it all, vividly.
Exactly. Or someone just moving their shoulders, if they're shrugging their shoulders.
Yeah. What does that say?
It's not just a movement. It immediately conveys indifference or a lack of knowledge or uncertainty, as if to say, I don't know and maybe I don't care. It's a whole nonverbal statement.
And when someone is unhappy or sulking, especially in a maybe slightly childish way.
They might be pouting.
Right. And an angry or bad-tempered expression isn't just a frown, it becomes a scowl.
Scowl. That sounds quite intense.
It suggests a deeper displeasure, maybe even menace. And a wide, happy smile, full of genuine joy, isn't just smiling, it's a vibrant grin.
The grin. Yeah, that feels different. More expressive.
Right. Often implying a deeper level of happiness or amusement. These actions are so much more distinct and emotionally loaded than basic descriptions of movement. They add rich layers of meaning to a person's demeanor, often without a single extra word needed.
Indeed, they provide these vivid snapshots of a person's internal state, allowing us to understand deeper motivations, perhaps.
And this richness continues when we look at the entire spectrum of human emotions. from the most intense desires to profound discomfort.
Okay, like what? Intense desires.
For instance, to express a truly intense longing for something, you might crave it.
Crave, like chocolate.
Could be. It often implies a strong, almost irresistible desire, sometimes for things that are unusual or maybe even unhealthy. You know, the classic example of pregnant women craving specific, sometimes bizarre, food combinations.
Tuna and banana pizza. Yeah, I've heard those stories.
That's a deep, almost instinctive desire captured by crave.
Or a very different kind of intense desire, if you thirst for knowledge.
Ah, yes. That's not just wanting to learn. It's a strong, almost desperate yearning to acquire information and understanding. It suggests an unquenchable intellectual hunger.
Like you can't get enough.
Exactly. Then there's yearning.
Yearning. How's that different?
It captures a deep, often wistful longing for something you don't have and perhaps never can have, like a lost love or a past opportunity or a distant dream. There's a sadness to yearning, often.
Okay, I see the distinction. And an item that is coveted.
That isn't just wanted. It's something wanted very much by many people.
Ah, the competition aspect.
Right. It implies its high value and desirability, like an Olympic gold medal. Everyone wants to possess that symbol of ultimate achievement. These words capture different intensities and qualities of desire, each painting a unique emotional landscape.
This is where it truly gets fascinating for me. The subtle gradations of emotion that go far beyond just saying someone is upset.
Oh, absolutely. We often just say upset, but how many different kinds of upset are there? Where does irritated fit on that spectrum, for example?
Okay, where does it?
Well, you might start by being irritated by a minor inconvenience, like a fly buzzing around, a small annoyance that slightly ruffles your feathers.
Right. Annoying, but not life-changing.
Exactly. But if that annoyance festers, maybe if it's directed at a person or an idea, it can escalate into antipathy.
Antipathy. Stronger.
Much stronger. A deep-seated, active dislike bordering on hostility.
Okay. And then?
Then for something truly jarring, like unexpected bad news, you'd feel distress.
Distress. So more serious than irritation or antipathy.
Yeah, a state of acute anxiety, sorrow, or pain. A sense of being profoundly troubled.
And the extreme.
For the ultimate overwhelming sorrow or shock, someone is devastated.
Devastated. That sounds final.
It signifies utter destruction of emotional well-being. Where the news has left them feeling completely shattered, it's a whole nuanced gradient of negative feelings, each word describing a distinct intensity and quality of emotional pain.
What's truly powerful here is how these terms allow for such incredible precision. If we connect this to the bigger picture, using the precise word for an emotion, it can completely change the tenor of a conversation, can't it?
Absolutely. It avoids ambiguity and fosters a much clearer understanding of human experience. It really helps you grasp the full emotional landscape, not just a vague outline.
And it's not just about the general intensity, is it? It's also about specific, often maybe more formal or nuanced, negative descriptors for behavior or character.
Right. For example, if someone is simply uninterested, maybe they're just tired. But if they're offhand...
Offhand, what does that imply?
It suggests showing a rude or careless lack of interest, often implying a dismissive attitude, like they couldn't care less, and they're showing it.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. Or someone who's just eager to help could be described as officious.
Officious, that doesn't sound good.
No, it means they are too eager to tell others what to do or assume authority, often in an annoying or meddlesome way. It's a very specific kind of overeagerness that grates on people.
Right. Interfering, almost.
Yeah. We also have words like ostentatious for someone displaying wealth or knowledge in a vulgar, showy way, designed purely to impress.
Okay, like flashing cash.
Kind of. Or a person who is pompous, too formal and self-important, often in their speech or manner, making them sound conceited.
How's that different from pretentious?
Good question. Pompous is more about excessive self-importance and formality. Pretentious describes someone who tries to appear more serious, important, or cultured than they really are, often to impress others. It's more about putting on airs.
Ah, okay. Those distinctions are key. And then we have puerile behavior.
That isn't just silly. It's specifically silly and childish, often used disapprovingly for an adult acting immaturely.
Okay. If work is sloppy.
It means it's done carelessly, without proper attention to detail, leading to a messy or inaccurate result.
And someone fickle.
Isn't just changeable. They change their feeling, loyalties, or opinions suddenly and often without good reason, making them seem unreliable or unpredictable.
Right. And nitpicking. I've heard that one.
Yeah, it's an informal but very vivid way to describe someone who is excessively concerned about unimportant details, often in a critical, annoying way, focusing on the tiny flaws.
Okay. And finally, obnoxious.
That's a very strong term. It describes someone who is extremely unpleasant, rude, and offensive, often deliberately so, really hard to be around. Each of these words paints a very specific and often quite negative picture of a person's character or behavior.
Okay, so moving on from individual personality traits and emotions, let's talk about how this advanced vocabulary helps us navigate social landscapes with precision, especially when describing relationships, because, a relationship isn't just good or bad, it's so much more complex than that.
Relationships indeed are incredibly complex, and they absolutely demand nuanced language to truly capture their depth and dynamics. When we talk about romantic love, for example, we can differentiate between merely being in love and something perhaps more intense or even problematic.
Okay, like what?
Well, to be infatuated with someone.
Infatuated.
It implies a romantic obsession, a strong, often short-lived, and maybe irrational passion. It's less about deep understanding and more about an intense, almost blinding attraction. Puppy love, maybe.
Yeah, could be. That's a great distinction. And then there's besotted.
Besotted takes it even further. It suggests someone is almost stupidly or blindly in love with someone, to the point of lacking judgment.
Wow, okay, so these terms highlight a powerful, often maybe unbalanced romantic connection.
Right. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have a platonic relationship.
Which specifies.
It specifies an affectionate connection that is explicitly not sexual. It highlights a distinct and often profound type of bond that prioritizes emotional and intellectual intimacy over physical romance.
Absolutely. And friendships. Simple terms like friends don't always do justice to the depth and variety of these bonds.
No way. Imagine meeting someone and you just hit it off immediately.
Yeah. Love when that happens.
Right. It means you liked each other the moment you met, signaling an instant, effortless connection, like you were always meant to know each other.
Okay. Then there are soulmates.
And not just for romance. Soulmates can be friends, people who feel incredibly close in spirit, understanding each other deeply on an intuitive level, as if their souls are somehow intertwined.
Nice. You might even meet someone and realize they're a man or a woman after my own heart.
Which means
Someone you admire because they think or do the same things as you. A kindred spirit, really.
exactly. It's those deeper connections that really demand more precise language. When people get on like a house on fire,
That sounds energetic.
it is. It's more than just getting along well. It means they have a very good, enjoyable, and often intensely energetic relationship, like a fire spreading quickly and warming everything up.
Okay. For the closest friends, we have terms like bosom friends.
Yeah.
Or buddies or pals.
Yeah, those emphasize a very intimate and cherished bond, often built over many years. And if two people are truly inseparable,
It means they always want to be together. Their lives are intertwined.
right, all of these contribute to describing a close bond, a strong, intimate relationship or feeling of togetherness that goes way beyond just being casual acquaintances.
But relationships aren't always sunshine and roses, are they?
Definitely not. And the vocabulary for conflict and disagreement is just as rich, thankfully, allowing us to articulate the nuances of breakdown.
Okay, like what? Rivals.
People in negative competition, for instance, aren't just competitors. They might be bitter or arch rivals,
Which implies.
a deep-seated antagonism. And those who will always hate each other, they're sworn enemies.
Sworn enemies. Sounds dramatic.
It's a strong, almost ancient term suggesting an unyielding, unbreakable animosity and someone who is two-faced.
Not just untrustworthy.
No, it's specifically insincere, pleasant to your face, but unpleasant or critical behind your back. It's a profound betrayal of trust.
That's a really sharp distinction. And if a person becomes distant,
They're not just less friendly. They become cold or aloof, signaling a growing emotional separation, a pulling away.
okay, a rift.
That's more than just a disagreement. It signifies a serious disagreement that deeply divides people, often leading to a breakdown in communication or the relationship itself.
And discord.
That implies general disagreement and discontent within a group or relationship, a lack of harmony, maybe tension in the air.
Okay, if people are not seeing eye to eye.
That's simpler. They just have different opinions on a particular matter. It could be a minor point of contention or something bigger, but it's about perspective.
But if you're on bad terms with someone,
That means you have a poor relationship overall. It indicates a general state of unresolved conflict or negativity.
precisely. And a relationship can actively turn sour
Meaning?
It becomes bad, often after a period of being good. It suggests a significant negative shift, like milk going bad.
Okay. Or it can be bumpy.
Meaning it has ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
Periods of difficulty mixed with smoother times.
Exactly. And at the extreme end, a family feud.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's a quarrel within a family that causes bad feeling and animosity for many years, sometimes even generations. Knowing these specific terms helps you articulate the complexities and nuances of human connections. It makes your communication richer, more empathetic, and much more accurate in describing social dynamics.
It allows you to paint a much clearer, more honest picture of the human interactions around you, acknowledging the full spectrum of emotions and connections, not just black and white.
Exactly. The shades of gray are where it gets interesting.
So we've explored how individual words carry this tremendous amount of nuanced meaning, often altering our perception of people and relationships. Now let's take that understanding and apply it to how this context of a conversation,
Right.
whether it's a formal academic paper, a high-stakes professional meeting, or even just a casual chat, how that context dictates the language we use, and why that mastery of context is absolutely vital for clarity and impact.
Yeah, this applies especially to the language of learning and professional growth, where using specific terminology is almost like a badge of expertise.
Okay, how does that work in academic study?
Well, academic study isn't just learning things, is it? It has its own precise lexicon, a language that signals a certain depth of engagement. There's a clear distinction, for example, between informal study terms and more formal academic preparation.
Like cramming.
Exactly. To cram for an exam is to study intensively just before it. It often implies a last-minute, less systematic approach driven by urgency, usually just for quick retention.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah. Contrast that with disciplined revision.
Revision. That sounds more organized.
It implies a more structured, thorough review of material over time. The aim is deeper understanding, not just memorization for the test tomorrow.
That's a key distinction right there, the intent behind the study. And then there's rote learning.
Which is?
Memorizing information without truly understanding its meaning or application, just repeating it.
Right. That's very different from using mnemonics.
Like acronyms or rhymes.
Yeah, memory tricks. Those are tools to aid recall, but ideally they're still linked to comprehension. The real goal in deep academic work is often to truly bury yourself in books,
I like that image.
to study intensively until you know the subject inside out. That phrase, know the subject inside out, conveys a comprehensive, almost exhaustive understanding, far beyond superficial recall. It suggests mastery.
Indeed. And when it comes to formal academic work itself, the types of written assignments also have their specific vocabulary, right? Each
Yeah.
implies a different scope and level of research.
Absolutely. You might complete a PhD assignment, which is a very high-level research task, or a major dissertation or thesis,
Which are?
extensive, independently researched academic treatises required for higher degrees, huge pieces of work.
Okay. Shorter academic pieces are typically essays or maybe compositions.
Right. A project might involve practical application or research, and a portfolio might consist of multiple pieces of work demonstrating a range of skills or knowledge over time, often in creative fields.
And the process itself has its own terms. You produce a first draft as an initial version,
And you have to be very careful about plagiarism.
which is a serious academic offense, presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own without proper attribution.
Crucial to avoid. You must meet a strict deadline, the specified time by which work must be completed.
Your work is submitted. That's the formal term for handed in,
And then it's evaluated or graded, the formal term for marked by instructors.
culminating in structured feedback to help you improve. All these terms precisely describe the stages and standards of academic engagement. It's a whole system.
And beyond individual assignments, higher education itself involves specific societal and systemic concepts that have their own language.
Like what?
For instance, the ideal of equality of opportunity in education, where everyone theoretically has the same chance regardless of background, is often debated in terms of selective schooling.
Where students are chosen based on academic ability.
Right, versus comprehensive schooling, which aims to educate all students together regardless of ability.
And the concern there is sometimes about elitism.
Exactly. The belief that a system should be controlled by an elite group is that inherent in selective systems. And how do things like league tables for schools, which rank them by performance?
Do they help or hinder?
Well, the worry is they might unintentionally perpetuate inequalities, potentially leading to a two-tier system where some schools are significantly better funded or resourced than others.
That's a powerful point about how language shapes the debate around educational access. And on a practical level, financial support mechanisms are also key.
Definitely. These include scholarships, which are grants usually based on merit, or bursaries, typically grants based on financial need. Both are designed to help less privileged students access education.
Then there are student loans that allow undergraduate students pursuing their first university degree to cover substantial tuition fees and living expenses.
Understanding these terms is vital for anyone navigating the broader educational landscape, especially if you're looking at studying internationally, for instance.
Okay, shifting now to the professional world. There's a distinct lexicon for success there, too, isn't there? It signals professionalism and understanding of industry norms.
Oh, absolutely. In job applications, for instance, you submit a CV curriculum vitae, your resume typically with a covering letter that introduces you and explains your interest in the role.
And companies often look for candidates with hands-on experience.
Meaning practical, direct involvement, particularly in a specific field or industry. They might specifically seek customer-facing experience.
Meaning you've dealt directly with clients or the public.
Right. And they almost always want someone who is a team player, capable of working collaboratively. Aspiring for managerial experience is a common goal, signaling a desire for leadership roles.
And then the interview process itself has its own language. You'll likely be asked to talk us through your CV.
Go into more detail.
Yeah, elaborate on your experience. You'll discuss professional development opportunities, training, and education to enhance skills, and maybe what in-house training is available, meaning training provided within the company itself.
And understanding the process of filling a post, which just means hiring for a job vacancy, and things like notice periods for leaving a job, is crucial for smooth transitions in employment.
And then there are the internal dynamics of the workplace. You might have an opposite number or counterpart in another branch or company.
Someone doing the same job as you.
Right, maybe for day-to-day collaboration. Establishing good rapport with a new boss, that close and harmonious relationship is incredibly important for effective work, isn't it?
Hugely important. A boss might encourage employees to take the initiative.
Meaning act independently, be proactive.
Yeah. Companies themselves can be hierarchical with a clear pecking order.
A pecking order. Like chickens.
Basically. A system where people are ranked one above another in status or authority, who reports to whom.
Got it. It's all about understanding the unspoken rules and structures of the professional environment. Modern work setups also have their own terms, like job share.
Where two people divide the responsibilities of one full-time job.
Or hot desking.
Where employees don't have a fixed desk but use any available workstation. Very common now.
And when socializing with workmates, your colleagues, there's often that unwritten rule to try not to talk shop outside of work.
Yeah, leave the business talk at the office if you can.
The day-to-day work itself has its specific vocabulary too, describing tasks and workloads. Some tasks are simply mundane.
Meaning ordinary, dull, not particularly interesting, just got to get through them.
The constant pressure of meeting a deadline is common across almost all professions, I think.
Seems like it. But tasks can also be rewarding, offering satisfaction or stimulating, encouraging new ideas and growth.
And you might describe your workload as heavy or, thankfully, sometimes light. These terms quickly convey the nature and intensity of your work.
And when it comes to employee benefits and challenges, the language becomes even more specific. There's maternity, paternity, and adoption leave paid time off for new parents.
Right. Beyond salary, employees often receive perks, which is more informal, or benefits, the more formal term.
Which can include anything from health insurance to gym memberships, company cars.
You also have holiday entitlement, the amount of paid leave you're allowed. Then there are regular salary increments, periodic increases in pay.
Or maybe performance-related pay, where earnings are tied to individual or team performance, and perhaps an annual bonus as a lump sum payment.
And yes, it's often humorously, or maybe not so humorously, said that people feel overworked and underpaid.
A common refrain. During tough economic times, companies might announce voluntary or compulsory redundancies, meaning jobs are eliminated.
They might operate with a skeleton staff, just the minimum number of workers needed to keep things running.
And job applicants might face an interview panel with a whole group of interviewers assessing them.
Wow. If we connect all this to the bigger picture, using the right terminology in academic and professional settings, it isn't just about showing off your vocabulary, is it?
Not at all. It demonstrates a deep understanding of the environment and your role within it. It's about speaking the language of the domain.
Which can be absolutely crucial for
your credibility, your career prospects, and your ability to be taken seriously, it signals that you're an insider, not an outsider looking in. That you comprehend the intricacies of that specific world.
That's such an insightful point. It's almost like knowing the secret handshake for a particular club or profession.
Kind of, yeah.
So we've seen how individual words carry nuanced meaning and how specific contexts dictate language. Now, let's explore how language often goes beyond the literal, embracing the incredible power of metaphor, idiom, and connotation, especially through subtle word associations and cultural nuances that are often unique to English.
Absolutely. Words often carry implied meanings or connotations beyond their literal definitions, and these profoundly influence perception, often tapping into our collective subconscious.
Okay, like what?
Take the word shark. Literally, it's a powerful marine predator. Right?
Big teeth.
Yeah. But if someone says, beware, they're all sharks in that garage, it immediately implies ruthless, dishonest, and exploitative people, not actual sea creatures swimming around the cars.
No, that single word instantly casts a negative light on the entire situation without needing any further explanation.
Exactly. The emotional weight is instant. Or consider scar. Literally, it's a mark left by a wound. But metaphorically, when you hear that new office block is a scar on the landscape.
It implies damage.
Yeah, it implies a permanent negative mark, something that has damaged or blemished a once unspoiled or beautiful area. It evokes a feeling of regret or blight.
And then there's diamond, a beautiful precious stone. If you call someone Emma's a real diamond.
It means she's highly valued, brilliant, maybe strong, clear thinking, possessing qualities like strength, clarity, and exceptional worth. These connotations add emotional and judgmental layers to the literal meaning, allowing for incredibly rich and efficient communication.
It's fascinating how deeply ingrained these associations are, especially with something like color symbolism, maybe?
Oh, definitely. In English, colors have strong cultural associations that might differ significantly from other languages, and they are frequently used metaphorically.
Okay, like purple.
Often associated with royalty, wealth, and luxury. Harking back to those expensive ancient dyes,
Right. And green.
Can symbolize inexperience, as in a greenhorn. Or maybe more commonly jealousy, as in green with envy.
And it continues. Yellow often connotes cowardice, like a yellow belly.
Red is often a warning color, signifying danger, but also passion or anger, like seeing red.
White traditionally represents purity, innocence, or peace, like in a white wedding dress.
And black is often associated with evil, death, or solemnity. These aren't just descriptions. They're loaded with cultural meaning, tapping into powerful emotions and narratives without explicit explanation, subtly shaping our perception of stories and people.
We also powerfully attribute animal characteristics to people to describe their behavior or personality, don't we? Adding vivid, often judgmental imagery.
All the time, if someone has a dog's life.
It means they endure a very hard, often miserable existence, not literally being a canine.
Right. Calling someone a snake immediately suggests they are untrustworthy, deceitful, and manipulative, a treacherous betrayer.
Describing hair as mousy.
Doesn't mean it looks like a mouse. It usually implies it's a dull, light brown color, and typically seen as unattractive or plain.
And the subtle distinctions continue with these animalistic terms. To be ratty
means to be irritable, bad-tempered, or annoyed, like a cornered rat snapping.
Someone catty.
Tends to say unkind, malicious, or spiteful things, often behind someone's back, like a cat scratching.
If something is fishy?
It's suspicious or questionable, suggests something isn't quite right, smells off.
Calling someone a sheep.
Implies they are a follower, someone who lacks independent thought and blindly conforms to the group, easily led.
And someone hawk-eyed.
Isn't a bird. They have very sharp, observant eyes, like a hawk surveying its prey. They miss nothing. These are all subtle, yet incredibly powerful descriptors that instantly paint a detailed picture. And then there are idioms. Those phrases whose meaning isn't obvious from the individual words, but which paint a clear, often colorful picture of success or challenge.
Right. For positive outcomes, if a plan worked like a dream.
It means it succeeded perfectly and effortlessly, maybe even beyond expectations.
If something went or ran like clockwork.
It means it proceeded smoothly, efficiently, and without any difficulties or interruptions, just like a perfectly tuned machine.
I love how those phrases conjure such a clear image. When a new system is up and running.
It means it has begun to work as planned and is fully operational, no longer in the testing or development phase.
And if things are falling into place?
It means they are progressing in a way that suggests they are on the point of starting to work well. All the pieces are aligning harmoniously, These idioms are so much more expressive than just saying, it went well, aren't they?
Totally. Idioms also beautifully and concisely capture emotional states. For happiness, someone can be on cloud nine.
Experiencing extreme joy and elation
To be in one's element.
means feeling completely comfortable and natural in the situation where you thrive, doing what you do best.
Someone can be over the moon.
Indicating immense happiness and delight.
Or walking on air.
Feeling light and joyful due to extreme happiness. All these convey intense, almost euphoric joy.
Conversely, for unhappiness, someone can be down in the dumps.
Feeling very sad or depressed.
If you're fed up to the back teeth.
That's not just annoyance, it's extreme frustration and disgust. You're beyond endurance.
And to be as miserable as sin.
Means being utterly, profoundly unhappy. These expressions are much more impactful and natural than simply saying very happy or very sad. They add a layer of cultural resonance.
So what does this all mean for us? It means language is this living, breathing thing, right? Full of hidden connections, cultural echoes, and deep historical roots. It's not just about what a word is or its literal meaning, but what it feels like, the emotions it evokes, and how it implicitly makes the listener feel.
Yeah. And this richness extends to common phrases that use metaphors, drawing from everyday life to convey abstract ideas, adding vividness and conciseness.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, to tighten our belts.
Means to spend less money?
Right, an image drawn directly from a physical belt being pulled tighter when you lose weight or, well, need to conserve.
If you're hemmed in.
You're surrounded and unable to move or escape, like fabric being sewn tightly at the edges, trapped.
A room bursting at the seams.
Is very, very full, just like clothing seems about to give way under pressure. Packed.
Something cloaked in secrecy.
Is hidden and covered up, often implying a deliberate effort to conceal, like a person hiding under a cloak.
And a feather in your cap.
Is an achievement, a mark of honor or distinction. It harks back to an old tradition where warriors or successful hunters added decorative feathers to their headwear as a sign of prowess or success. These metaphors add immense color and efficiency to communication, allowing us to convey complex ideas really succinctly.
And then we have phrasal verbs.
Oh boy. These are such a common challenge for many English learners precisely because they often have multiple meanings depending on context. They're incredibly versatile, but also tricky to master.
They really are.
Yeah.
For example, to brush up on something means to improve your knowledge of something you've forgotten or neglected, maybe before an exam or a presentation. Refresh your memory.
Right. If staff are laid off.
It means they're stopped from being employed, often temporarily, usually due to economic reasons, not because they did anything wrong.
A meeting that is called off.
Is simply canceled.
Indeed. Someone who has thrown themselves into something.
Has started doing it with great energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Often to the exclusion of other things. Really committed.
To settle in.
Means to feel relaxed and happy in a new place or situation. Becoming accustomed to it, like in a new home or job.
And to put together a report.
Means to prepare it by collecting and organizing information. Compile it.
What's particularly challenging and also fascinating about phrasal verbs is their polysemy.
Polysemy, meaning?
Meaning a single word or phrase can have multiple related meanings. Take come across, for instance.
Okay.
It can mean to meet or find by chance, as in I came across an old photo. But it can also mean to give an impression of being, as in he comes across as very confident.
Ah, okay. Two different meanings.
Exactly. The context guides the meaning, but this versatility is what makes them so powerful in authentic communication. They add layers that a single, more literal word often can't.
This raises an important question, though. Why are these idiomatic expressions and phrasal verbs so prevalent in everyday English? What do they add that simpler single words maybe can't?
Well, I think they often convey a situation or emotion more naturally and concisely. They add a layer of implied meaning, maybe cultural understanding. A more literal translation might miss entirely. It just makes communication feel much more authentic, more lived in, you know?
Yeah, tapping into cultural understanding and shared experience. That makes sense. You know, language isn't a museum piece, is it? It's a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. And to be truly advanced in your English, you really need to understand how it evolves, how it adapts to new technologies, and how it reflects societal shifts.
Couldn't agree more.
This is particularly evident, I think, in how media and society shape our world through the language we use and consume every day.
That's a crucial point. In the world of journalism, for example, language can be quite distinct. and often carry strong underlying tones or biases.
Like calling a newspaper a rag.
Yeah, that's an informal and often critical term suggesting low quality, maybe sensationalist or poorly written content.
Even stronger is the gutter press.
Yes, a very disapproving term for newspapers primarily interested in crime, sex, and scandal rather than serious news. It suggests they stoop to the lowest level, digging in the gutter for stories.
Okay. A story found only in one newspaper is an exclusive or a scoop.
Right, signifying a journalistic triumph, getting the story first.
Absolutely. When a major story becomes public knowledge, it hits the headlines or it breaks, instantly grabbing public attention.
And journalists often put their own gloss or spin on a story.
Meaning they present it in their own particular way, subtly influencing public perception, framing it.
Yeah, framing it. They might even engage in muckraking. Deliberately collecting and exposing scandalous information about public figures, often for political or commercial gain.
And as you often see, to maybe sensationalize ordinary events, they might use really emotional words like heroic and triumph to elevate mundane actions to extraordinary feats.
Oh, definitely. Understanding these terms helps you critically assess media messages and discern potential bias. It helps you move beyond simply reading the words to understanding the intention behind them.
This is maybe even more crucial in the art of advertising, where language is just this powerful, finely tuned tool of persuasion.
Oh, absolutely. Advertisers use specific language to promote quality, for instance. They employ terms like innovative features or unsurpassed design.
They might use powerful comparative phrases like, our product will leave other dishwashers standing,
Meaning it's much better.
or this course will put or leave other courses in the shade.
Making competitors seem insignificant.
And it extends to how they appeal to our desire for good deals, right? They promote value for money with phrases promising low prices, like rock bottom prices, or announcing that prices have been slashed.
They might advertise an abundance of deals, shouting bargains galore, or specify precise savings with a 10% discount.
And to imply scientific backing and credibility, they'll use terms that sound authoritative.
Like ergonomically designed, suggesting a product is optimized for human comfort and efficiency.
Or medically proven, claiming scientific validation.
Or state-of-the-art, indicating the very latest technology.
And of course, they actively promote attractiveness with language designed to make products or even people seem appealing. Phrases like, you'll stand out in the crowd.
Or you'll turn heads, promising increased attention and admiration.
They might describe something as tantalizingly appealing, suggesting it's highly desirable, but maybe just out of reach, making you want it more.
Or promise benefits like glossy hair and radiant skin. Knowing these techniques helps you become a much more informed and critical consumer, recognizing persuasive language and its underlying motives, rather than just being swept away by it.
Now let's talk about bureaucratic language. This style often aims for precision, especially in legal and official documents, but it can feel incredibly impersonal, opaque, and just difficult to understand for the uninitiated.
Oh, tell me about it. It's characterized by specialized jargon, those words or expressions used by a particular profession or group that are difficult for others to understand.
And heavy use of the passive voice.
Right, where the subject of the sentence receives the action rather than performs it, often obscures who is actually doing something.
And nominalization, that's a big one.
Turning verbs or adjectives into nouns, which often makes sentences sound heavier and more abstract, like using implementation instead of implementing.
And yes, often very, very long sentences.
Definitely. Let's break down some examples of these formal bureaucratic phrases and their simpler equivalents. Instead of simply saying, your request to demolish is denied, a bureaucratic letter might state, your request to demolish is hereby rejected.
Adding that layer of official pronouncement.
Exactly. Or instead of previously mentioned, they'll use the more formal aforementioned.
Rather than inform us you received payment, it's please acknowledge receipt of payment.
Inform us immediately becomes please notify us immediately.
It certainly makes you feel like you're dealing with a different entity, doesn't it? Not quite human sometimes. As soon as possible transforms into at your earliest convenience.
You need more explanation becomes if further clarification is required.
And for phrases like relating to or about, you'll frequently see in respect of or with regard to.
This style is often used for legal precision, sure, or to maintain a certain level of formality, but sometimes, let's be honest, it feels like it's used to strategically avoid direct responsibility or just obscure meaning.
Yeah. Decoding it is absolutely key to navigating official communication, whether it's a government letter or an internal company memo.
Now, let's talk about broader language awareness, from fascinating regional variations to how our rapidly evolving digital world influences vocabulary.
Okay, take regional variations, for instance, particularly between UK and US English. These seemingly minor differences can sometimes lead to genuine confusion if you're not aware of them.
They really can. What Americans call an intersection for where roads meet.
The British commonly call a junction
A shopping cart in the US.
is a shopping trolley in the UK,
If you need to fill your car, a gas station in the US.
is a petrol station in the UK,
And if you're making a call, an American uses a cell phone.
while a Brit uses a mobile phone or just mobile.
Even for something as mundane as getting water, US residents use faucets.
Whereas in the UK, they're called taps. Understanding these differences is absolutely vital for clear communication, especially when interacting with people from different English-speaking regions. It prevents those small but potentially disruptive misunderstandings.
Another really significant area of evolution reflecting deeper societal changes is the ongoing shift towards gender-neutral language.
Yes, this is a big one. There's a clear societal move towards more inclusive language, and its impact on our everyday vocabulary is noticeable.
We've seen a clear move from terms that are gender-specific to more gender-neutral equivalents. For example, the shift from terms like fireman,
To firefighters,
chairman,
to chair or chairperson,
salesman,
to sales assistant or salesperson,
and air hostesses.
to flight attendants. This linguistic evolution reflects changing societal values, legal requirements around equality, and a conscious effort to make language more inclusive and representative of all individuals. This raises an important question, though. How do we, as users of language, adapt to these ongoing shifts while maintaining clarity and avoiding inadvertently alienating others?
That's the challenge, isn't it? It's about staying current and respectful, understanding that language isn't just a tool for communication, but also a reflection of cultural values and progress. It requires awareness and sensitivity.
And speaking of adaptation, the impact of technology on vocabulary has been absolutely immense, with the rapid coining, the creation of new words and phrases driven by technological advancements.
Oh, completely. Think about how words like e-commerce, e-reader, and e-cigarettes have become commonplace, all stemming from that prefix E for electronic, quickly signaling a digital component.
Similarly, the term smart has just exploded in usage. We now have smart buildings, smart homes, smartphones, smart TVs, and smart cars.
All illustrating how smart has come to signify computer-controlled or electronically enhanced, often with an element of artificial intelligence or connectivity.
And technology also influences the prevalence and understanding of common abbreviations and acronyms that are now so widely recognized they almost function as words themselves.
Totally. Think of PIN for personal identification number,
UFOs for unidentified flying objects,
ASAP for as soon as possible,
Wi-Fi for wireless fidelity,
VAT for value-added tax,
AIDS for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
and USB for universal serial bus. These abbreviations have become so ingrained in our daily lives that we often don't even think about what the letters stand for anymore. It showcases language's incredible efficiency and adaptability in the digital age.
This just shows us that language is always reflecting the world we live in, doesn't it? Constantly evolving and absorbing new concepts. And to stay truly well-informed, we have to keep our ears open for these new terms, evolving usage, and the subtle ways they change and enrich our daily communication. It really is an ongoing journey of discovery.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So today we've journeyed through this rich, intricate landscape of advanced English vocabulary. We've gone far beyond simple definitions to discover how words are, well, living entities, carrying not just literal meanings, but also shades of feeling, powerful cultural associations, and context-specific applications. This understanding can truly transform your communication from merely functional to profoundly impactful.
Yeah.
We've seen how grasping nuance, adapting your language to specific contexts, and appreciating linguistic evolution are the key pillars to becoming a true master of modern English.
So as you move forward, in your daily interactions and your ongoing learning, maybe consider this. What new words or phrases have you encountered recently that might be hiding deeper layers of meaning? Those subtle implications or cultural nuances.
That's a great takeaway thought.
And how can taking just a moment to understand those nuances truly unlock a richer, more profound understanding of the world around you? Whether it's a news report, a new academic paper, or just a casual conversation, the deep dive into language is never truly over. Every single conversation offers a chance for new discovery.
If you found this deep dive valuable, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into what it truly means to be well-informed.